our Intergrated Project presentation slideshow. And comparative analysis of two business with similar industry in different geographical locations. And our location that we have chosen outside from Klang Valley is at Malacca, and also another one is at Line Street.
We play the video first.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Let go of is because One of the things is because every day is the same question.
Does he have any motto in life? Does he have anything to, advise his identity?
What was your reaction after that?
Look at the face. Okay.
Some group members, chosen business industry is about the Nyonya Cafe. Nyonya history is a combination of three traditional culture, which is Malay, Chinese, and European, that forms a cohesive, united Peranakan identity. And the first cafe that we visited is the Intergrated Art Cafe, which is located at Jonker Street, Melbourne. It's the first and only one cafe in Jonker Street, and that serves Malaysia 30 state coffees. And also they serve local food, homemade dessert, handmade jewelries, and etc. The cafe has 6 founders, and these are the 2 founders that were our interviewees. Under the history and background question to be answered by the Mr. Joe, and the question about the business flow management will be answered by the Mr. Joseph. And the cafe is established in 2005, and this is the address of the cafe. The atmosphere in the cafe, as you can see, they are pasted on many antique kitchen utensils on the wall to make a decoration, and recycle the unused can to make a pattern on the wall, paste it on the wall. The environment inside the cafe is very natural, and also painted some artwork on the wall, and using a very traditional tea set, tables and chairs. And these are the food that we tasted in the cafe that after our interview section recommended by the Mr. Joe and Joseph. And the Nyonya Rasa and the signature blue coffee. I'll pass to Songkit to further elaborate on next cafe.
I'm Songkit. As for our research on the next cafe is at the Darling Street, Klang Valley is Old China Cafe. Basically, this cafe is Southeast Asian cuisine. It's a combination of stairs, Chinese and Malay delicacies. Delicacies. This is the founder, Mr. Leonard T, and another partner, which is Mr. Johnny Wong. Unfortunately, Mr. Johnny Wong was not there during the interview section. So in the interview section, Mr. Leonard has shared some of the experience on making Old China Cafe a reality. So before Old China was established, it was used to be a Selangor association to hold all members from Selangor as well as members throughout Malaysia. But that was during 1997, and in year 2000, due to the land air control, they had to let go their tendency of agreement. So Mr. Leonard and his partner thinks that the places is very suitable to open up his own business, own cafe business, and she put the Nyonya culture into this business. They put he both of them. So the Old China Cafe is actually established in 1997. So this is the address of the cafe. If you are free and you like to their old stuff, I mean the furniture, you can go there to chill time.
You go there to relax.
So as you can see, this is the atmosphere of the cafe. Their decoration is more towards actual Chinese style and a bit of ritual style. Ritual. Not to say their furniture is very antique. The most surprising part is most of the furniture is bought from the auction. And as you can see, the chair is it's very old, like from the past of the history during pre-war. So this is the dishes that we ordered at the cafe, also recommended by Mr. Leonard. At the right top, which is their signature Nyonya Laksa. Compared to Kalante Art Cafe, their Nyonya Laksa is slightly oily, not healthy as them. So this is probably due to the fact due to the foreigners workers. And the left bottom is their nasi lemak. Instead of using white rice, they use nasi kelabu, or also known as blue coconut rice. And the last picture is the famous pork. In Nyonya they call pong teh. They usually eat it with rice. So next I will pass it to Mitchell to talk about the competitive analysis.
For Kalante Art Cafe, they have two competitors. One competitor is Photographer Cafe. It is a Western style cafe. Their food is more healthier. It contains more vegetable and the organic ingredient. The main point why he can beat the competitor of the Kalante Cafe is because the strategic location is more near, and allow the customer to get there easily. Not only that, they also live band during the weekends is the main point to attract the tourists. So next competitor is Lima Cafe. It is a hidden gem and it located along a quiet street behind the Java Street. And this cafe is decorated by a lot of old school frame and wooden furniture. It's a perfect place to relax in. So for next, the competitor of Old China Cafe, they have no competitor for Old China Cafe. But the competitor is himself. You may wonder why have no competitor, and I will say it's himself. Is because both of this cafe is fell under the operation as Old China Cafe. Means both of this cafe is same boss with the Old China Cafe.
So that means Apple Cafe is the sister cafe lah.
Both of this cafe. Get a bit up. It's Mr. Leonard.
Means all all of them are from the same owner.
Yeah, same owner. But then it's
Different names.
yeah, different names. And the style also have different. Like both of this is a modernist style, and it's near to the Old China Cafe. Just behind the street. Okay. So next is competitor strategy. When we talk about pricing for a cafe, the first impression is high pricing and food of quantity is less, right? but now that is not applied in Canadian Cafe. For the pricing of Canadian Cafe is fairly enough for customer as well as tourists. While the Old China Cafe the pricing is similar, it's almost similar to Canadian Cafe, but the only thing is the food quantity is more less. So move to advertisement. Canadian Cafe have their own internet blog. Through this blog, we can search for the menu of the Canadian Cafe, which is the 13th stage of the coffee bean. And also we can comment through this blog. When the customer can comment on this blog, any advice, at the last page of the blog, they will prepare a comment box to the customer to comment. They have also their own Facebook page. Through this page, they more sharing the experiment, customer experience, instead of promoting their business. So proudly, our interview photo is also posted in this Facebook page. Okay, so next advertisement for Old China Cafe. They have also their own internet blog and also the Facebook page, but they also listed in the advisor tree. It's the top 5 TripAdvisor, then become the top 5 coffee to taste. And also they're listed in the 1,000 places to go before you die. Okay, the signature of the dish. The Nyonya Laksa and Nasi Lemak and Blue Coffee is mentioned. Mentioned there something just now. And Old China Cafe is Nasi Lemak Nyonya and the blue rice, also mentioned just now. Okay. So the quality of the service. For Canadian Cafe, they serve the dish is considered faster than Old China Cafe. And the waitress is more friendly. They will ask for recommend the best seller of the food. And for the Old China Cafe, they serve the dish slower, and the customer is not as friendly as Canadian Cafe. I will pass to Sue.
Okay, moving on to obstacles faced by the business. Wanted to expand the business requires a large amount of capital and for the survivability to sustain. But this case is different from both business they have mentioned, because they started off with a small amount of capital and surprisingly they put it off with pain and breakthroughs. During the interview session, Mr. Joe has mentioned that elevating new idea and recipe into the business is hard. Okay, this is probably because they have to replenish new recipes in brewing the coffees. And then for Old China Cafe, the struggle that they face is maintaining and replenish the building, because the building was passed on from pre-war zone. Besides, he had to face the employees' working attitude. Mr. Leonard actually mentioned that he wants to get new and better staff, so they can help his business in terms of communication. Barriers to entry. Barrier to entry is the obstacles that can prevent new competitors from entering the industry. For Canadian Cafe, there has a weak barriers to entry because they started off with small amount of capital. They also have a weak advertising. They depend on social medias and internet blogs. As for Oak China Cafe, it has a moderate barriers to entry. They also started off with small amount of capital, but in terms of advertising and promoting, they feature themselves in books and magazines. One of the book is just now Mitchell mentioned, the 1,000 places to go before you die. And next is the obstacle. Oh yeah, sorry. Not to mention, Old China Cafe has more regular customer compared to Kalante Art Cafe. The nature of market. For Kalante Art Cafe, they practice oligopolistic competition, as the other competitors are the Rafa Cafe and Imanra Cafe, because they offer similar dishes as Kalante Art Cafe. As for China Cafe, they practice monopolistic competition because they are the only cafe that offers Nyonya oriented dishes in Petaling Street. Moving on to similarities and differences across the community.
Hi, I'm Minky. I'm focusing on the similarities and differences of both business. As for similarities, there are four main categories, which is the style of food, pricing, nature of business, and also advertisement. As for style of food, both of the cafe also provide Nyonya oriented, and their main product is local coffees, and also the pricing of their dishes are also reasonable and affordable for local and foreign customers. As for nature of business, both cafes are in the same field, which is the food and servicing industry, and both cafes are also promote themselves on social media and also internet blogs. Moving on to the differences, as you can see, the year founded, objective, location, and the number of branches are different, which that Kalante Art Cafe is founded in the year of 2005, while Old China Cafe is founded in the year of 1997. As for the objective of both cafes, Kalante Art Cafe wanted to gather all the coffee lovers into one place, and by combining all 13 states of coffee beans, while Old China Cafe wanted to share their Nyonya culture to their customers. And obviously, the location of the both cafes are different, as Kalante Art Cafe is founded in the narrow valley of Joker Street, Malacca, while Old China Cafe is in the heart of Darling Street. And the number of branches are also different, which that Old China Cafe have 2 branches, which state by Beijing, and Kalante Art Cafe is the only one for now. And also, the customer rate are also different. Kalante Art Cafe has around 1,000 and above customer daily, and 100 and above customers daily. Wow. Our China Cafe have 200 and above. And despite of the customer rate, their workers also, the number of workers also different, as Kalante Art Cafe only have 17 employees in total, and Old China Cafe have 30 employees. And they also have the differences on the medal rates, which that Kalante Art Cafe can only be found on their social medias and internet blogs, but Old China Cafe can be found on both medias and also in the books that name 10,000 places to see before you die. And last but not least, their opening hours is the difference. As Oshana Cafe is open daily, but Kalante Cafe has their Thursdays closed. I will pass it to Hongwei for the recommendation.
I'm hungry. Okay, so I'll be talking more about the recommendation part. I've raised my mouth, so it's a bit hard for me to pronounce. Alright, thank you. So, as you all know, recommendation is basically what we as a team come up with ways for both businesses to improve or implement on what they're lacking out. So, I want to clarify a few things. We as a team have zero experience in business, completely logical thinking, and research. So the information they're about to see, it could be wrong, it could be right. So if you have any things that you want to say, you can say it after the presentation. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so more to the first cafe, it's Karaoke Art Cafe. So these are the recommendations they come up with. If you think I'm talking a bit too slow or it's a bit hard to listen, you can look through the slides by yourself. So the first thing is the location. The location is a bit hard for us to notice. The moment you got there, we actually use Google Maps to search for this. And what's worse was that time it was raining, and we had to sort of run through the whole Jompo Street just to find this cafe, and finally we actually found it, which is a relief to us. So if they could actually change the location to somewhere more open, best is corner lot, like Giraffe Cafe, it will actually be better for customers or tourists to notice and dine in. The next one will be the places, the seats, favorite seat for the customers. By expanding the seat of the customer, Guarantee Art Cafe will actually earn more in a sense, because you can attract more customers to come in. Just the problem now for Guarantee Art Cafe is that it is only big enough for walking spaces for customers. So let's say if during Saturday or peak hours, there's a lot of customers and they can't find seats, they might get a bit rushed and they don't want to dine in Guarantee Art Cafe anymore. So moving on to one would be the working hours. As you have seen at the previous slide, the working hours for Guarantee Art Cafe is open during afternoon. Besides Saturday and Sunday, it's open at 8:30 AM. So if they actually make their working hours early, like during the morning, they will actually attract more teenagers, because with the trend nowadays, teenagers like to have brunch instead of breakfast or lunch. So in a sense, they can earn more and get their sales revenue to pump up a bit. And lastly, with the background music. The background music is a bit, you might think the background music is not relevant to this recommendation, but we think it should be there, because Guarantee Art Cafe is a really relaxing and quiet cafe, but the music they play was a bit off the topic. The music they play was a bit too loud, like something like EDM, also known as electronic music, but it's not as close as that. It's something like that, drum and bass or something like that. So by changing the music to something like a background instrumental, a piano instrumental, or guitar, it would be better for the customers for them to eat in a more comfortable way. And
Better to eat the customers.
No. They can actually eat the meal in a much more comfortable way. Listening to my mind is a bit fucked up. Oh, that's it, that app. Oh, no. I apologize for that.
It's okay, take it easy.
Next one will be Old China. As you all know, Old China Cafe is actually located at Petaling Street. You all know Petaling Street is really crowded with people, traffic. Now it's even worse because of the new MRT station coming up, so it's lots of construction. So the surrounding is a bit hot for us. When we enter, the surrounding was hot. There was aircon, but the aircon was, super old-fashioned. The aircon that's built at the entrance of the door, those kind of things. Low down, just chill a bit, and when you go in, there's nothing. There's just fans and you hope for the weather is a bit cold, something like that. So if you add more air cons in the cafe, you can actually let customers Yeah, more cool and comfortable. So next up, parking problem, like I mentioned just now, is in Darling Street. Parking would be really hard to find if you want to go there for a walk, something like that. So Old China Cafe, the cafe itself is actually good. It can attract a lot of customers, but the problem is parking problem. Mr. Naughty actually mentioned during the interview, but we did not show, it's in the full interview session. So if they implement more parking spots around the cafe, tourists or locals can park their cars easily and get in the cafe. And the signboard. Since this cafe was established in 1997, for Chinese, their restaurant in the past, the signboard was just their names, and it's really small first of all. So if they change the signboard to a much more bigger, to much more big, it can let customers or us or even locals to actually notice the cafe easily. And lastly, the service of the employees. Compared to Kantia Cafe, the service on place was mentioned by Machen. The service was not to say bad, but it's considered as fine average. Just the employees in the cafe, they don't communicate with us. They don't actually sort of tell us to enjoy our meal. The most basic one, enjoy our meal, they didn't even say that. They just pass the meal down to the table and just leave. And they just go to the cashier and just stand there and do nothing. So, but I won't blame them. This is probably because they are foreigners and they might have some communication problems. But it would be best if they can change the stuff to stuff like Kantia Cafe. This is one of the pictures that I captured. As you can see, both the waiters are just standing there. It's not even during peak hours. They just stand there and just do their stuff. And lastly, conclusion. So, moving on to conclusion, we did our research and analysis. We found that Old China Cafe is much more commercially successful. If you actually pay attention to the whole slide, you can sort of know why it's Old China Cafe. In terms of business experience, they have been operated for 18 years. So compared to Kantia Cafe, they are way more experienced than them. And in terms of business income, they have a much more stable income, unlike Kantia Cafe. But we're not saying that Kantia Cafe cannot earn a single money. So, and the customers. Mr. Leonti himself actually mentioned about having regular customers, which is more than 100. So every day there will be like 200 plus customers come in and dine in. So most of the customers are regular customers, which consists of 100. And the last thing I'll touch on is the their nature of their market. Not nature of their market,